One. And welcome to 30-minute reviews, and beware of spoilers. We're doing both at once tonight. I'm Adam.
Buckle up.
Yep, strap in.
And I'm Josie.
This is mainly because...
I'm Peter.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that. I've been waiting for you to do that, because I'm going to let you get that one out of the way, so you don't have to do it ever again. So, there you go. He told me, one of these days, I'm going to wait till you start talking, not introduce myself, and wait in awkward silence until you start talking, and then introduce myself. So...
You didn't wait long enough, so it wasn't as awkward, so I'll do it again eventually.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
I'll be rude.
So, because of a colossal technical failure on my end, plus I got sick, we haven't done an episode for a few weeks, including our Rogue One episode of Beware of Spoilers. So I figured, let's just mishmash everything together into one episode.
Mishmash?
Yeah, you've never heard that expression?
It's a ancient Hebrew phrase.
Yep. It means taking the severed foreskins of two infants and pushing them together.
What?
No one? No one? Okay. Anyway, so let's start out with the biggest story of the week. I think we've had our biggest Rule of 3 death since Michael Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, Billy Mays.
That was a rough week.
That was like 2 days, not even a week. Farrah Fawcett and Michael Jackson died the same day, then like 3 days later Billy Mays died. This time, it was George Michael was the first to go, then Carrie Fisher, and then her mother, Debbie Reynolds, the next day.
So sad. I feel
Debbie
so
Reynolds,
bad for their family.
Debbie Reynolds, older people will know who Debbie Reynolds is. Peter will know her from Halloween Town.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because I don't think you've seen the Unthinkable Molly... Oh, you probably have seen Singing in the Rain.
Nope.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry that I had higher hopes for you, but no. You've seen Halloween Town. She was in Halloween Town.
I have. I've seen, I think, all 4 of them.
There we go. So you've seen Halloween Town, so you do know what she's from.
Yeah, that's a real classic.
She also was in Singing in the Rain, which I believe won Best Picture. The Unthinkable Molly Brown, which I think was nominated for Best Picture. But she was a really famous actress in the 40s and 50s. Also is Carrie Fisher's mom. Carrie Fisher, obviously famous for Star Wars. And then she was a comedian later in life, doing small bits in 30 Rock as a recurring character, and Family Guy.
He was really good on 30 Rock.
Yeah. Her character on Family Guy was pretty funny, too.
Oh.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did that for a while.
I didn't know that. Oh, really? I would have thought they'd do it right after she died.
Josie.
Carrie Fisher's daughter is in Star Wars.
Yeah, she was in Episode 7, Billy Lord. She's having a rough week. Then, did you see what Steve Martin tweeted?
No.
So, Steve Martin was close friends with Carrie Fisher. And when she died, he tweeted out, when I was a young man, I believed Carrie Fisher was the most beautiful creature I'd ever laid eyes on. And when I met her, it turned out she was also incredibly witty and charming as well. Which he had to take down after being called sexist by all sorts of people in the media.
I thought it was going to be a joke, but it's just like a nice thing that she said.
Yeah, which was apparently too sexist for people to see, so I had to take it down.
Even if he made a joke, it would have been fine. I feel like she would have liked it.
It would have been like when, in Joan Rivers' eulogy, Howard Stern talked about her vagina, and it's just like, okay, because she said that she wanted Howard Stern to do her eulogy and talk about her vagina in her will.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, that was an actual thing Joan Rivers had.
I
But
really like Howard.
needless to say, the belly aching has taken a political turn over Carrie Fisher's death. Belly aching's the wrong word. The mourning. Because it's when she died, I think I texted Peter. I already know what a lot of tweets are gonna be like. Can't 2016 just end already? Like,
Yeah, like the same. I feel like the same amount of celebrities die every year, and every year everyone's like, "This is the worst year ever."
yeah,
It's just because more noticeable celebrities from people growing up are dying.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel bad for George Martin because his death didn't get enough play. I don't think, and both newspapers, the New York New York Post, and the New York what was it, the Post and the Daily News had the same headline about his death. You know what it was? He was the lead singer of Wham. I'll give you guys.
Okay.
What do you think the headline was about George Michael's
Gotta have
death?
faith.
No,
Wham, he's dead.
no.
Um,
I'll give you one last
I don't know.
chance. Last Christmas.
does he sing Last Christmas?
Yep, Wham does the song Last Christmas.
I did not know that.
Yep. Also unrelated, but Christmas related.
George Michael's with the Farrah Fawcett of this situation.
Yeah. Everyone forgets about him. But like, what's it called? He died of heart failure, which means he died and they don't know why.
AIDS.
Well, yeah, he actually did have AIDS.
I know.
Okay, that's your go-to response for like if you don't know, we want to be funny. It's always AIDS.
Apparently, I heard that that she finished all of the stuff for episode 8.
So what about episode 9?
Well, I mean, like they got all the things that they want.
What
Well,
if
yeah.
she dies in episode 8? That it just solves itself.
That's probably what they're gonna do. I feel like they're gonna kill her off, or they're gonna have like just her voice and like little snippets of her.
They could just put an extra in and film from over the shoulder and just do voiceover stuff.
That's not what I think. Personally, what I think they should do. This is my opinion, and I don't work for Disney. I have not seen or read any possible leaks about the plots of episodes 8 or 9. I feel like Disney has this planned out, though. I think they should reshoot a substantial part of episode 8 if she has a major role after this movie in episode 9. Like, if episode 9 had her in a pivotal role, then I think they should reshoot episode 8, even if it means delay in the movie until,
I don't think she would, though, anyway.
Why?
Because, like, I feel like if she does have a big role in episode 8, it's because she's going to die. Because that's literally what happened in 7. And that's when I realized Harrison Ford was going to die. Because I was like, why is he in this movie so much? And I was like, oh, he's going to die.
Well,
so I feel
think...
like there's, like, purpose. Because in no Star Wars is, like, the old sage, like, the main point of the movie. So they just,
every master or every mentor dies.
Well,
like,
I think that they've made it pretty clear that it's not that she isn't a main character, which is why they didn't show her that much in 7, and you know they came up with 2 new characters.
Well, I still think 3 new characters. There's 3
Whatever.
main characters. Can't forget about Poe. But I think that woohoo, Albany won. I think that I'm saying even if she had any role in episode 9, where like okay, she lives through episode 8 and then episode 9 happens and like she's still alive for that. Depending on what approach they're taking. Because the thing with this is we don't know if they're going with Kylo Ren's redemption as the main storyline for this one, because we haven't had that in Star Wars yet, where you have someone go from the dark side to the light as their character arc.
That definitely happened.
Well, isn't it supposed to be that you're not able to?
I don't know.
Like, if you've gone fully to the dark side, you can't come back.
I think you can.
And then they get around it by saying, "Oh, you didn't fully go to the dark side. That's why you were able to come back. You only danced with the dark side."
What's that from? Which non-canon book is that from?
I was just thinking of like Dance with the Devil or something. Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight. Is that from something?
Actually, it's from a canon book. It's from a canon book. Fuck. Let me get the name of it.
It's actually canon this time?
Yeah, so...
Wow, look at you.
If you don't want me to swear, stop.
I never said...
I've
never said you couldn't swear, because I swear on a regular basis.
You said I swear too much.
No, I said you swear at me too much.
In the 1989 Batman, the Joker says, "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?" before he kills people.
Okay. Thanks for sharing.
So, it's called Dark Disciple.
Oh, that is canon.
It is very good. Highly recommend it. And they talk about that a lot.
Well, okay, so here's my question then. Doesn't that shit upon what happens in episode 6? Saying you can't ever go fully dark and then come back. Because Darth Vader does turn back to the light just before the end of episode 6, as evidenced by the fact that he can become a Force ghost.
So here's something that does come from the canon books, which are the before episode 1 books, right?
No, the canon books are based on release date. If the books came out before 2014, they're non-canon. Any book that came out after 2014 is canon.
Oh. Well,
this is the expanded universe prior to the acquisition of Lucasfilm by Disney. It's non-canon. If it came out after the acquisition, and Plagueis is in a weird nebulous zone where it may or may not, but we don't know if it is or not.
Okay. Well, I don't know if this is canon or not, then. But in the Bane series...
It vaguely is. Darth Bane is a canon character. Sorry to interrupt, I want to put this in. But Darth Bane is a canon character because he makes an appearance in the Clone Wars TV show. But I think
he's the one that tells Yoda how to become a Force ghost, basically.
Yeah, at the end of the series, Yoda has his little side quest to find out how to become a Force ghost.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but he doesn't find out how to from him.
He finds out from Qui-Gon Jinn.
He finds out from, like, a fake ghost.
From Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn trains him. But it's the fake... Right, it's the fake ghost of Bane he meets on the Sith planet.
That's like, because Qui-Gon Jinn's the first Jedi to do that, I think.
Yeah.
And that's how Jedi become immortal, where Sith are all about material, like immortality.
Right. Like the, what's it called? The Darth Plagueis Surgical Rehabilitation Center.
Yes. It's because in the Sith, when you become a Force ghost, you can't masturbate anymore.
And the Sith are like, we can't not do that.
I genuinely don't even remember what we were talking about that I was going to make a point on.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah, we were talking about Batman 1989.
But I can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Oh.
That's from Pocahontas.
Yes.
Everyone knows Pocahontas and the 1989 Batman code.
Well, same movie.
And that joke I said about the Sith is from Kevin Smith, just to give credit.
Actually, I feel like, that's a good... we're gonna get off on a Kevin Smith-esque tangent here, but the Jedi can have sex, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. They can.
What?
Wait, did you say
have genitalia?
Can.
So...
They can have... No, I mean, it's not against the Jedi Order to have sex. It's against...
It's illegal to fall in love.
Right, you can't get married in the Jedi Order.
Because, like, Kiadi Bundy had like a harem.
Yeah, he was rolling the bitches. But like, what was it? Also, Obi-Wan had that Mandalorian girl, who he kept going back to in the Clone Wars series. He kept going back to Mandalore to do diplomatic missions with the head of one city there. Well, that was the pretense he was going on, was I have a diplomatic mission, but he was going to, get his dick wet, as the the popular euphemism these days. So we'll get back to more Star Wars later.
With her.
Was he? I don't remember. I haven't finished.
Yes, he's very romantic with her. He's not like, bitch, bend the fuck over. He's like...
Yeah, because I think even Obi-Wan doesn't have that much swag. He can just go in like, let's fuck right now. Like, she's a classy woman. Yeah, exactly. Like, they both know why he's there, but you still gotta put on some pretense, especially in front of Anakin, because neither of them know that Anakin's actually married to Padme. Like, it's a weird, like, situation. That first episode, before I knew what was going on, when I first met them, I'm like, so Obi-Wan has a secret relationship with this woman, and Anakin has a secret relationship with this woman, and neither of them know the other one does. So, that's ridiculous. But yeah, so let's get back to Star Wars later, after we do our 2 movie reviews for 30-minute reviews. But it's been a slow news week, because it's been Christmas and no major companies releasing trailers or anything. So let's start out. Who wants to introduce The Nightmare Before Christmas? Who picked that movie?
Wait a minute. I remember the point that I was going to make.
Okay.
You had said something about how Darth Vader went totally dark, to the dark side.
He did wear all black.
And how was he able to come back? Because we said that he can't come back. So, what they've explained in a couple books is that you have to have most of your body to be truly in tune with the Force, and he doesn't have enough of it, so he can't project Force lightning, which is like one of the huge steps in becoming fully dark, or going to fully to the dark side.
That seems like it's that seems like a nitpick.
They explained that like after the movie came out, and they're like, this fits into the movie kind of, so we'll just make this work.
It fits enough. Like it seems kind of like.
No, this is something that I don't know, maybe, but they don't ever explain it in Darth Vader's sense. But they definitely explain it with like other books and other characters in books.
I know they always said you can't be a full-fledged Jedi or a full-fledged Sith without having all your limbs.
Well, no, you have to have most of your body, because you can't summon the Force to the same extent as somebody who does have all their limbs. Like, you have to be able to have like hands to produce Force thing.
Right. So
he still uses his hands for everything else with the Force.
What?
Like, he Force chokes people and Force throws.
Right, but he can do that with his mind.
Lightsaber throw.
Like
Force high ground.
Force lightning is the Force projected into something physical, where Force choking is something that you can do with your mind.
But I feel like some Jedi could do Force lightning.
Maybe one of the gray Jedi could. Like, what's it called? I feel like with enough training, if he didn't die, what's his name could have done it. Qui-Gon Jinn. But now we're really off topic again. So who wants to introduce The Nightmare Before Christmas? Josie, do you want to introduce The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Why do you do that?
Because you picked the movie.
The episode.
Because you picked the movie.
No, you do it even when I don't pick the episode. You're like, Let's put her on the spot. It'll be fun today.
Here. Well, I gave you advance notice this time, so go. You can't even say I didn't. I sent you an email. Peter, can you want to introduce The Night Before Christmas because Josie doesn't want to?
Yes, I can do it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas is a movie produced by Tim Burton and not directed by Tim Burton, further proving that he's really not that good of a director, because this is like one of his few good movies and he didn't even direct it. The real director is Henry Selick, who I believe is the voice of Jack Skellington. Danny Elfman did the music and also
you can tell too. You can tell Danny Elfman did the music.
I didn't realize Danny Elfman was such a good singer, but that's cool. And it's a story about for each holiday it has its own town, and this is Halloween Town where all they care about is celebrating Halloween. Except he wants something more out of his Halloween life, so he ends up finding Christmas Town, and he's like, "Oh, this is great! Like, we should bring Christmas here." So he wants to invite Santa to Halloween Town so they can learn his secrets. And then hijinks ensue, and he becomes Santa, and then gets shot down by the military, and torments people. This movie I loved this movie when I was little, but it also disturbed me when I was younger at the same time.
I loved it when I was a kid, but I was a weird
where
kid.
The children open the presents and the toys attack them, kind of disturbed me, but I thought it was kind of funny at the same time. So I was okay with it. And I never liked the Boogeyman because he looked annoying.
He just looked like an asshole.
He looked annoying?
I don't know how else to describe it. His whole character annoyed me when I was younger because I was his power is gambling.
Yeah.
And I was how can you be the bad guy of the bad guys, basically? It just didn't make sense to me.
It's what's it called?
I like the mayor. I think the mayor is one of my favorite characters.
That made Oogie Boogie the most irritating boss in Kingdom Hearts because it was all gambling and luck based. So he would attack, but what his attacks were based on a roulette board.
That sounds really annoying.
It is, yeah.
I also like
very
the
hard to
doctor
dodge.
too, the one that creates the doll girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel he wasn't that bad if you just look at his motivations, but they made him seem bad because he was just a handicapped person that needed someone to help him out. And give him soup. But then they kept killing him.
I never got a chance to watch this movie.
You've never watched this movie?
I have not.
That's crazy.
I know it's on Netflix, but I was going to watch it this week before, before we did this, but I got sick, and I slept for 18 hours, and worked. So I did not get a chance to. I do know a little bit about it. I know Jack Skellington is a symbol for weird scene kids for some fucking reason.
I feel that happened more recently.
That was more recent. Yeah, it wasn't when the movie came out. It's yes, we have an icon now. This guy represents us.
It's also really cool claymation.
Yeah. I do like claymation because it's not done too often, and it's very rare that you have actually good claymation. There's Wallace and Gromit, and then there's this.
It really doesn't make sense. It's the least practical media.
Yeah.
I think because it's it looks cool.
It's all about the art.
No, it's if you want to do it, more power to you.
Yeah, you have to move them a centimeter, then take a picture, then move it, take a picture.
That's a lot to move.
Yeah.
It takes years to do it.
What do you take as a moral from this movie? You know how kids movies always have have a moral.
You should accept where you're born, not try to change anything.
I'm pretty sure this is a very classic. Don't try new things. Only do things that you're good at.
That is kind of.
I agree with that.
And then the weird
Except
girl with
your
the
face.
with the scars could be your girl.
That her legs like fall off.
Yes. If
And
her leg falls
she's
off,
made out of like
she's
stuffing.
for you.
But yeah, so you guys have any more thoughts on this movie? I obviously have more thoughts on the movie I've seen 80 billion times.
I love it. The soundtrack is awesome. I can still sing some of the songs, like now.
I love most of the songs in this.
And I feel like it's definitely a year-round kind of.
You can watch it at Halloween. You can watch it at Christmas.
That's it.
No, I would watch it year-round. They're like Christmas movies. I only ever really want to watch Christmas for obvious reasons, but yeah.
So how would you guys rate the movie?
I would rate this an 8.5. So I just love it.
A 7.5. Because it's one of those movies where I loved it so much as a kid, it can't live up to my expectations again when I see it later on.
Right.
I also am always a fan of telling kids to stop trying new things because you're not good at it.
So yeah.
There probably is some. I'm gonna look it up.
I love any movie that crushes kids' dreams. So.
That's on Reddit. It's like, what's the moral? It's like, don't take risks and mind your own business.
Yep.
Love it.
And it's also like, put the Christ back in Christmas. Like, only people that know Christmas are allowed to celebrate it.
Yep.
But someone also said, sometimes what you're really looking for is right in front of you all along. So that one is a little bit nicer.
It's a little less, what's it called, mean-spirited. I can't figure out how to use LibreOffice. This is irritating. So yeah, so our next topic is Home Alone. I will talk about Home Alone because I love this movie. I know
this is your favorite.
I don't like Home Alone.
How do you not like Home Alone?
It's fine.
What the ever-living fuck is wrong with you?
Like, I've seen it once. I don't care to see it again. I find the child annoying.
Well, yeah, that is okay, Culkin.
I have a quick update. Luke Skywalker used Force lightning.
When?
In a canon book?
Yeah, in a canon book or in a non-canon book? That's what matters here.
It's in a Legends book.
Oh, never mind then.
A Legends book? What's that?
Those are the non-canon books. They're considered the Star Wars Legends. It's just another way to piss you off because, like, these didn't actually happen. They're just legends.
It needed to be done.
It did, yeah. We didn't... Okay, are you gonna honestly... Is anyone gonna honestly sit here and say that all of the, what's it called? Every single one of the, what's it called?
I don't know. We don't know what you're talking about.
Every single one of the Expanded Universe books were a masterpiece and needed to be kept in. Like, need I remind everyone, there is Luke with 2 U's as a character who is an evil clone of Luke, possessed by an evil Jedi. And then there's also Luke with 3 U's.
No, he's not possessed by an evil Jedi.
And there's Luke with
3 U's. That's a clone of the evil clone.
Wait a minute. His name is pronounced Luke.
Oh, never mind. Okay, that makes it better.
And that book is actually really good.
Isn't it the third one
and
of the
series is really good.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna say that there's anything wrong with the Thrawn series. It's just that's one of the weaker characters.
That's right. The Thrawn series is so freaking good.
But
Thrawn is still
Thrawn is re-canon.
Can you hear me, Chewie?
But you said that they kept Thrawn in the characters. No, we can't.
Thrawn is in what's it called?
Well, I'm hoping that he is gonna be what's it called?
He's a character in what's
Rogue
that one called? No, not in Rogue One. He's in Rebels.
Well, I'm hoping that he's going to be Grand Admiral, the way he was in the books, because he is freaking cool. Like, the way they portray him as, like, some... Like, they end up in Thrawn, like the second Thrawn series or something like that, they explain how he really was a good guy. He just wanted peace, but he wanted peace the wrong way.
Wow, that's deep.
You can talk about Home Alone now.
Yeah, let's just rate Home Alone and move on.
0.
6.
I think 6 is good.
It's too stupid, and I can't.
No,
Home
it
Alone
is
2, 10.
No.
Can't be
Home Alone
honest.
2 is a 7. Home Alone 3 is an 8. Home Alone 4 is a 9. Home Alone 5 is a 10.
Exclusively watch Home Alone 5.
They should have stopped
Did you
wanna
know
something sad?
What?
at the home part.
All of the Home Alones are written by that famous guy.
John Hughes?
Yeah, he like even Home Alone like 5 is written by John Hughes.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna cash in on this shit.
Yeah. What's it
It's
called?
just kind of
What's it called? There was something about Home Alone that I wanted to say. Oh, allegedly, when they aired Home Alone 2 on AMC recently, a certain cameo was cut out of it.
they cut out the Donald Trump cameo. That's ridiculous.
Donald Trump cameo? I don't
There's
remember.
a part where he's like walking through a hotel and he asks Donald Trump a question, and Donald Trump like points at something.
He asked Donald Trump, do you know where the lobby is? And Donald Trump's like, yeah, it's right over there.
And then he proceeds to grab a woman's pussy
Yeah.
in the
I
elevator.
bet.
But that's also kind of a retarded question. If you're on the first floor of a hotel, it's pretty easy to figure out where a lobby is.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wait, I have a funny Donald Trump story.
Oh,
Did you
no.
hear about that? This came out a while ago, but on WWE, they did like a story, like a fake thing that Ed McMahon died, and like his house blew up. And Donald Trump actually emailed the WWE office to ask if it actually happened.
Yeah. This is the first president of the United States who is a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. Isn't this a proud moment for our country? Like-
WWE?
The World Wrestling
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
that's funny.
The fake... If you believe WWE is real, then I don't know what to tell you. What's it called? There was a guy
Oh
I
wait,
worked with,
it's not Ed McMahon. I forget what his name is.
Vince McMahon,
That's it. Ed McMahon is the guy from the
Johnny Carson.
That's it.
Johnny Carson's co-host. What's it called? There's a guy I work with who was betting on the results of a WWE fight that night.
You don't know what's going to happen.
I'm like, that'd be like if I went out and, like, this is ridiculous, but if I went out and was like, I'm going to bet on if they're going to catch the right guy the first time on tonight's SVU. Like,
You could bet on it because you don't know what's going to happen.
On what?
Wrestling.
I don't understand. I don't get wrestling.
It is very
It's stupid.
entertaining. The storylines are fun to watch.
But it's not real.
Neither is Star Wars.
And I want to see the blood.
There is
Nobody ever
blood.
bleeds.
They do. They cut them.
Not enough.
In real
Not enough
wrestling,
for
no
my
one
liking.
bleeds. In real wrestling, it's just two guys helping each other.
No, it's in real wrestling. It's grappling.
Okay, real wrestling definitely is not as entertaining as fake wrestling.
yeah, real wrestling looks a lot like gay sex. Like, sorry if you're a wrestler out there, but it looks like you're trying to, like, eat the other guy's ass from a weird position.
That's like
Oh,
fake
But
wrestling.
what's the right position?
I'm assuming not coming around from underneath and, like, trying to grab him
no.
around the waist.
I wouldn't know. I don't usually eat men's ass.
I usually don't think about that.
Okay, well, anyway.
But WWE, you get to see people like jump, like there'll be two people fighting, and then like two other guys will just jump in and they'll start like beating the shit out of each other, and like they'll throw each other onto like the announcers' tables and like do shit like that. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's just so like out of nowhere. It doesn't make like any sense at all. It's just perfect.
Yeah, it's theatrical. It's
yeah, like you watch it for like the crazy storylines that don't make any sense. Yeah. And then they'll do like tag team matches where like 8 people will just jump in at the same time, and it's just pandemonium. And they do actually like there are jumping off of things and smashing into each other.
I've heard it referred to as man drama instead of.
Do they usually break a leg though?
I'm gonna assume not because
I'm sure they have, but they don't like snap people's like.
It's like what's it called? I heard an interview with a guy who does it, and it's like when sometimes the fight gets real, and it gets really awkward because everyone who's there knows it's fake, but it gets really real all of a sudden, and it's just weird.
So they use razor blades and they cut their foreheads and stuff, and like will cut their chests to bleed.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are they sadists?
Maybe.
I mean, I guess if that's what they're into. That's crazy.
And they do get like thrown out of the ring and like laying on their faces.
I don't know. I like it better when a fight's real. And like feelings are hurt.
That's why I just watched a quick video where a guy just tore his quad in the middle of it.
You like the fights where it's like blood is shed, mothers are called whores. Like
it's like South
going all in.
South Park does this perfectly. Where they put on their own wrestling show, and Cartman plays, I forget what her female character, that's the abortion queen.
Yeah.
She's had like over 50 abortions. And then the wrestling coach is like, this isn't wrestling, this is wrestling, and he does real wrestling, and I think he gets like arrested for being a pedophile.
Yeah.
What's the next on the iTine?
Rogue 1.
That wasn't as funny as mine, but it's okay.
Josie, did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Did you like it?
And I didn't hate it.
Let's lead with her.
Yeah.
I honestly think that this is how they should have done number 7, where they didn't rely completely on nostalgia, but there was some.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to say, yeah, that's what I needed in a movie, was entirely nostalgia pandering to what I've seen before.
But there was some stuff that it was like, oh my gosh, cool, that's that guy. Like when they got the pig nose guy and the other.
Yeah. I had a problem with that.
You had a problem with that?
Yeah, because they literally had to like, I don't know, they have pretty good timing, I guess, because like 30 seconds later, that all explodes up.
Yeah.
Why does it blow up? What blows
up? The Death Star nukes it.
The Death Star, that's the first test firing, is they blow up that city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they blow up Jeddah.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be, how would they have, that was stupid then.
That's like at first I was like, oh, that's cool, but then I was like, this isn't Mos Eisley. This is like Jadu or whatever. It's the Jedi planet. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but they were already supposed to like. They meet them in the future, like in a couple years. They also made him look a lot younger.
I think you didn't see the entire movie because it takes
place literally like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it takes us about 10 minutes prior to episode 4.
Yeah, because the Corvette pulls out of the station.
Right,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but then how is it a matter of years?
I was just saying that they made him look too young.
Oh, okay, I got what you mean. Like the person playing the character.
Yeah, they made him look like he was, 3 or 4 years younger than when they met him on Dagobah.
Yeah, I think part of that is.
What am I saying?
Your Star Wars credibility points are going down the train.
I know.
I think it's just because of how you're seeing them also. It's a much higher quality movie with bright lights.
No, he was really fucking old in it.
No, but the thing is, it's hard to tell in the cantina in episode 4 because the cantina is not well lit. It's a very dark environment.
They have like they have a close up of his face.
I don't know. I think it's the light.
I think you're wrong.
I enjoyed Forrest Whitaker's whisper screaming his entire time.
Forrest Whitaker was probably the most waste. Him and Mads Mikkelsen. I don't understand why they paid their rates to be in this movie to be in for a total of like 15 minutes cumulative.
I think Forrest Whitaker was trying too hard.
That was it was so over the top.
He was the guy that played Saul.
Saul Guerrero.
Saul?
The guy with the robot.
The guy who was the guy who was in the Clone Wars TV show.
The guy that was just like...
Oh! Okay.
The guy who was the MacGuffin for the first half of the movie.
When he was interrogating the people, and then you could tell he went crazy, and then he took Felicity Jones and was just like, "Did you come here to kill me?"
Yeah.
I laughed. I was like, "This is way too much."
Yeah, it was good though. It was over the top where it was kind of okay that it was over the top.
Yeah, I think I was fine with it. Until that one line that made me laugh, but the rest of it I was like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah. Allegedly he'll be in future movies too.
Did he not die?
No, he died, but if they do other movies about the early rebellion, he can be in them.
Oh, okay. That is true.
What's it called?
For me, this movie could have just been a giant pile of shit, and as long as I had that 1-minute clip at the end of Darth Vader, I would have been fine with it.
Just massacre.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
I said to Peter after he saw the movie. I said to Peter at the end of the after he saw the movie, I'm like, this scene perfectly captures what it's like to do the Tantive 4 level of Battlefront 2, playing as Darth Vader, just going down the hallway and just fucking wrecking everyone's shit.
The only thing I'm mad about.
That's what you mean. Okay.
The only thing I'm mad about, that scene could have been a half an hour long, and I think it would have made the movie better.
Mm-hmm. So we just have a movie of that then?
Yeah, I want a movie with Darth Vader killing people.
Thought Darth Vader's castle on, I'm assuming...
He built his castle on the fucking high ground that killed him. Mustafar.
On the lava planet was kind of a little bit much. We get it, you're a bad guy. Also, my theory with Snoke was completely shit on.
Yeah. So was my theory, by the way. Remember mine?
What was yours?
Mine was that they made a big deal about the Kyber crystal that Jyn wears around her neck.
Yeah.
And that...
They made a big deal about it? I didn't think they made too big of a deal.
In the promotional material, they did.
Oh, did they? Okay. I didn't see too many, so...
So, in the promotional materials, they made a big deal about, look at this Kyber crystal you have. It used to power Jedi's lightsabers. Do you see? And then...
Yeah, they were hinting at, she's gonna be a Jedi.
No, that wasn't my thing. My thing was, Chirrut, the blind Asian guy, who chants to himself...
he was cool.
The other Asian was his brother, right?
Or a friend. He was a mercenary.
I think that's friend.
Oh.
But what's it called? They were, I thought what was going to happen was he was going to have the crystal after Jyn dies and use it to power a makeshift lightsaber to fight Vader, and he was going to break Vader's mask.
And kill Vader?
Which is why they had Hayden
Vader's mask can... Okay, so there's a scene that I really had a problem with.
Oh, no.
The part where they show Vader in his suit and or out of his suit and a bunch of people around. That's crazy. He would never be he's not supposed to have people ever see him because he likes the idea.
That's his manservant.
Also,
yeah, but he likes the idea of being
universe. I love the extended universe lady. Doesn't remember that is from the original extended universe, but whatever.
What?
First of all, the lava castle was in the extended universe. The Bacta tank in the lava castle was in the extended universe. All of that was just a meditation chamber for him.
Right, but he let people see him out of his suit. That's what I'm saying.
I think I think it's more intimidating to see that.
No, they talk about it a lot in all of the books, even the canon ones, about how it's how the big thing is that nobody knows what he looks like. He's scarier as like a mostly droid being or whatever.
I don't know.
Episode 5, that guy sees the back of his head.
Yeah. Like, what's it called? Yeah, that was one thing, but
and like he's pissy about it.
The only people who see him are the Imperial Guards.
Yeah, but that's a part of it, is like keeping his prestige with them.
I don't know, the Imperial Guards.
They're afraid of him.
The Imperial Guards are fine with seeing him with
there was one person who did a decent Imperial accent.
You mean British accent? You mean Ben Mendelsohn, the British man, didn't do a British accent well enough for you?
No, there's a difference.
Is there?
They put a slight inflection that's more Imperial than British. And it's like all nasally, and they're supposed to sound more condescending.
Peter, is this the most nitpicky thing you've ever heard?
I was just saying that it could. I'm sorry. It's just they had so many Imperials. They could have had one that had a decent Imperial accent.
I don't think you're
really
right.
Liked him.
Considering the voice actor who did Tarkin did a very good Tarkin impression. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I really like I forgot what his name is, the director of the Death
Director
Star
Krennic?
before Yeah, I like him a lot. I really liked his cape, and I think he did that well, because that takes a lot of confidence to wear a cape like that everywhere.
I liked Vader's joke as he choked Krennic.
I had mixed feelings about that.
I had no problem with it because they make a big deal about everyone was like, oh my god, Vader doesn't make jokes. Vader does make jokes.
Vader does make jokes. But I think he enunciated it too much. Like they
choke.
It.
Yeah, that's like, okay. That's
it's more like Schwarzenegger, like ice to meet you.
Yeah, where he should have been more like, don't choke on it.
Yeah.
Where like the dry humor rather than don't choke on it.
I think James Earl Jones is very old as part of it.
He shouldn't be doing the voice of Vader anymore. As awful as that is to say, he's too old because he sounded more like he was doing an African accent than Vader.
Yeah.
Vader looked short, right?
No, it's still Hayden Christensen in the suit.
I know, but like
was that really Hayden Christensen in the suit?
Yeah, that was Hayden Christensen in the back tank too.
The suit
they paid him $68,500 to hit his head on a glass thing, and sit in makeup for that long. That's commitment. Actually, to be fair, I think Kelsey Grammer had a little bit more for his cameo in Days of Future Past, where he sat in makeup. He sat in makeup for 6 hours to go, hello, Logan, and keep walking. I feel
like they messed up the suit or whatever, because the suit's supposed to give Anakin, an extra 4 or 5 inches that he didn't used to have. Because he loses his legs.
I think he lost that 4 or 5 inches
That's what I'm saying.
When Obi-Wan took his legs. I think he might have taken a little bit something else off, too. Boom.
I just said because he lost his legs, the suit gives him an extra 4 inches to his original height.
Did she not get the dick joke that was there?
Your joke was stupid.
Wow.
I got it. That's why Peter didn't laugh.
Yeah, sorry.
So I reiterated myself.
Okay, whatever. You guys are jerks. I thought it was funny. What else? There are better lines you could have used there than "don't choke on your aspirations."
Yeah.
That still would have been funny. When he's like, am I still in charge? If he chokes, he's like, do you feel in charge?
Nah.
I like the choke thing. I just think that he delivered it wrong. It was delivered poorly, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I think the best thing about this movie is it changes. I think I told Peter this right after I saw it. It changes the frame with which you see Episode 4 completely.
It erases a big plot hole. But it also, I thought of something else.
What?
At the end of episode 2, Count Dooku is like, we still got this, and it's like a picture of the Death Star.
Yeah, in the post-credit scene.
Yeah, so it's like how, so I don't know. It's like there are other stuff going on.
Well, no, the prequels do allude they're going to build a Death Star, and they want to build a Death Star, and all that. The thing is, the Death Star being built wasn't the issue. It was figuring out how to use the kyber crystals to power the weapon, is what they needed. What's his name for?
What?
Guy.
Galen Erso was there only to figure out how to use the weapon and everything going around the weapon, which is how he created the hole to go in, because the reactor needs to power the weapon. So that's what that is. Like, so they still, like, the infrastructure around it was still the same. It just they had to figure out how to build the weapon to destroy the planets.
Oh, okay.
So that was.
Also, I don't think Hayden Christensen was in the movie.
Are you sure? His IMDb listed it a few months ago. Maybe that was just an error, though. Oh.
It's James Earl Jones, Spencer Wilding, and Daniel Napris.
Oh, okay. Maybe they just changed it.
Warwick Davis was in the movie.
What did you guys think of their Leia scene? The Leia scene at the end.
The CGI for Leia didn't look very good.
Well, it's not fully CGI. You know, they used some of the motion picture from like the older videos.
I think they should have used her real voice.
They did, didn't they?
They used her voice from episode 4. They should have used her voice today.
It would have been funny.
But like, I think the thing with that was, if you look at the scene, to me, it looks like how they drew Leia in the Battlefront video game.
Yeah. Warwick Davis played that little, the little alien that fought in that battle to get the kyber crystals.
Oh, the weird one with the
with the beard and the weird mouth. Yeah, that was Warwick Davis.
What's it called? I think the all the acting was just fine. Like, no more or less than I would expect going into this movie. Like, it's not like I wasn't going in expecting a great acting performance or anything like that.
I really liked all the planets.
Yeah.
I wish they just I wish, like, during the cutscenes or whatever to the other planets, they would have told us, like, where they were going.
What do you mean?
Like
en route to blank.
Yeah, or just like when they arrived there, they'd have like a little blurb at the bottom that was like what planet they're on and maybe what city, just to remind everybody. Because I forgot. I was like, where the fuck are we again?
I don't know, I think it was good they didn't use anything established.
Right.
Because it would have added a weird significance to other places.
Still, I just think that's not what I said. I wish that they had told us where we were.
I don't know. I think it's not like they jump back and forth too much between planets.
No, they don't. It's just I would have liked to because I forgot where we were.
Oh.
And a lot of it was in the whatchamacallit anyways, the ship anyways. You know.
What's it called? I think there was one other little subtle thing that I don't know if some other people noticed about the final space battle that I want to add in.
That guy is the same alien as Admiral Akbar.
Well, that was an obvious one. That wasn't what I was going with. It was mine are a little bit more subtle. What's it called? First, what's it called? The only person named who dies, like whose call sign is revealed who dies, is Red 5. Who Luke takes over for in the Death Star fight.
What?
The only person who's with a call sign who dies is Red 5.
Did you know that they used
actual footage?
The original.
Yeah, they used actual
footage
footage
the original
that wasn't used from episode 4. They went to Skywalker
but I mean,
Ranch
like,
and got it.
didn't they? I heard that they used footage to recreate some of the same faces in the.
Well, yeah, Tarkin they used footage to recreate, and they did the same thing with Leia. The any scenes in the ship, the ships
that
of
was a nice touch.
Red Leader and Gold Leader, both of them they used. They didn't even use CG. They just used unused footage from Episode 4 for those two.
And then, like, enhanced it?
Yeah. And the other thing is, the Blue Squadron, which does not make an appearance, is entirely made up of the U-Wings, and they all die. So that was a nice little way. Because that was one of the things people always point out about Star Wars when they have a prequel. It's like, you have new ships to sell new toys, why aren't they in any of the later ones? Well, this is why, because they all blew up.
Did you notice that they had a bunch of prototypes of stuff? And I thought that was a cool touch.
I think, I noticed that. I liked all the background stuff. There was a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, they had like their
like they used prototype TIE fighters and things like that.
The AT-ATs were not actual AT-ATs, they were AT-ACTs.
I heard that they were just like prototypes and like in the middle of being built at the station.
No, they were construction transport. So they were very weakly weaponized. Which is why the TIE fighters are able to blow them up so easily. Otherwise, it takes away the stakes of Episode 5 a little bit. It's like, why didn't they just use their fucking TIE fighters?
Speaking of AT-ATs, anybody else notice that in Transformer they've got AT-STs?
Yep.
In it?
I did not.
Yeah, the walkers. The chicken walkers.
Also, those were like, apparently, those were actually not AT-ATs. There was something else at the end.
Yeah.
The whole middle section wasn't there.
Yeah, they're construction transports. AT-ACTs.
I really liked that last jungle planet. It was cool.
The Vietnam planet.
I also liked that everyone died. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, that was...
I liked that, too. I liked that a lot. I wasn't sure if we were allowed to say it.
Yeah, we are. We're doing a full
I love
spoiler
when
review.
everybody dies at the end of movies.
It was also nice there was no, like, bullshit romantic story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how at the end they weren't, like, making out and stuff.
They watched their death come.
Doing their own thing.
What's it called? I also think that, what's it called? I forgot there was one other really big thing about this movie that I wanted to bring up. I forgot what it was now. It does raise the question of, they also had, 2 references to Star Wars Rebels in this movie.
What were they?
The Ghost makes an appearance in the space battle at the end.
Oh, that's what I heard, but I'm not familiar enough to recognize it.
As does the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead ship they use was introduced in Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, wow.
Then the other thing was they had when they're in the base on Yavin, on the intercom they page General Syndulla, and Hera Syndulla is one of the main characters on Star Wars Rebels.
Oh.
So
Did you notice that C-3PO and R2-D2 were there also?
Yes.
Yeah, what's it called?
When I first saw it, I kind of got mad, and I was like, they better not make it so that R2-D2 and C-3PO are there, but Leia's not there yet. You know, I got mad. And when I saw Leia was there, I was like, oh, good.
The King of Alderaan / Senator was there.
That was
Leia's dad, and then I love how Leia's dad is like, yeah, I would trust her with my life.
Well, for me, it's like...
That whole scene was a little weird for me.
It's just their titles of... They definitely screwed themselves. Well, George Lucas screwed himself with calling her Princess Leia in the first movie, because that assumes that her dad is the King of Alderaan.
Yeah.
But then he's also the Senator of Alderaan.
Yeah.
That's just something I've always had a problem with.
That whole scene was weird, though, because it's like, we have to deliver get your Jedi ready, we have to start the sagas again. Like, that's what the whole scene screamed to me. It's like, you ready for that movie you saw? We're gonna start it now. Get going. Like, Or that whole scene where he's walking with, I think it was with Mon Mothma, and she goes like, "You have you know the Jedi you have in hiding, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, send the messenger to go get him." And it's like, okay, we get it. You're setting up A New Hope, but then at the end they literally do go right into A New Hope, which is what I was saying before about framing the movie. It adds a sense of urgency to A New Hope. Like, considering you spend this movie with them being chased around the galaxy, and then A New Hope happens, and they're still being, like, the chase just picks up. So it makes everything seem a little bit more urgent.
Okay.
Which is why I said to you, watch A New Hope after you see it, because it'll add the urgency to it. Because now you know what happened immediately prior.
I like when they
cool,
shoved the giant ship into the other giant ship and crashed it. I also like the force field around the planet reminded me too much of Spaceballs.
Yeah. Them vacuuming up the air.
And if they could just send out like data like that, why don't they just do that more instead of sending holograms everywhere?
There's a war tactic in the Star Wars world of faking messages in people's voices, and the holograms are supposed to be more accurate because it's harder to fake a hologram of somebody.
Okay.
But that's not canon. Sorry.
No,
well,
it's
that's
not.
like somewhat logical.
Yes.
So yeah. So what would you rate this movie?
I liked it.
I think I would give it a 9.
Wait, we have one more thing to talk about. What did you guys think of the robot?
I like the robot a lot.
He reminded me of Sheldon.
All I could think of was, Sheldon. I liked some of it.
I didn't think that.
And then some of him was just unbearable.
I liked when he died. It was cool.
I did too. I think he went out with a bang.
Yeah, that was...
Bang theory.
And on that note, we will move on to our last, our next segment. Me and Peter...
We didn't finish.
Oh, we didn't rate it, yeah.
Yeah,
I
took
interrupted
9.
everything.
I said 9, too.
I'm gonna go with 9. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Also, you can, that final scene with Darth Vader, like, massacring everyone is up on, like, YouTube and stuff, so... in case you want to just watch it over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what
do you think there's a deleted scene where that just goes on longer?
I would hope so, but just the music from that scene is amazing, too.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that they did a good job of, even though it's a much newer movie than the original trilogy, it still felt like all the same technology.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems with the prequels is that it feels like it's in the future.
Yes. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of that, where they kept everything looking pretty much the same. And they used, like, the same kind of costumes. They didn't change everything around. I think they did really good with that.
Yeah.
It was very pleasant to see, for sure.
We'll talk in a future episode about why the drastic change happened in design between episodes 3 and episode 4. There is a reason in the canon as to why that happened.
As to what happened?
Why the design change, why everything was so sleek and futuristic, but it went to this mass-produced design. We'll talk about that in a future episode, though.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. So now, me and Peter have talked about doing this on Beware of Spoilers. If you're listening to our Beware of Spoilers version of this,
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Then you know this is coming. We said we were going to do it. We're going to rank the movies we've seen this year for our 2016 wrap up. So we'll go order worst to best. I listed out the movies to Peter. I think I picked all the movies Peter was going to put on. I may have missed one or two.
15 was enough, so
yeah,
like with that.
Yeah, and then Josie didn't see all the movies, so her list is gonna be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, probably.
So
I mean, I could rate them, And
But
then
you haven't seen them.
Yeah, and you guys could yell at me and stuff, but that's not any different than normal.
So,
anyways.
So, Peter, what was your worst movie of the year?
Captain America.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I need to look at my list.
My worst movie of the year was X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, mine, that's toward the bottom of my list. My worst is Suicide Squad.
Really?
Yeah. Because, for me, Suicide Squad, at least Batman v Superman, lived up to the title, and made me feel like, okay, I get to watch Batman and Superman fight, even if it is only for 5 minutes, and it ends in a very unsatisfying way. Plus, there's a scene of Batman fucking everyone up in the elevator, in the warehouse. So it kind of evens out.
The hope for greater things.
Like, X-Men Apocalypse, I can't put that as my worst movie of the year, because its biggest problem for me is it doesn't have a middle, and the Wolverine sequence makes up for a lot of that.
Yeah, for me, that didn't even make up for it. I was just, kind of bored most of the time.
Like when I rewatched X-Men Apocalypse for when we did the 30-minute reviews episode of it, I was hyped for for that scene leading into it, even if the beginning was boring. And then when that scene happens, it feels like it's good. And then there's the second Quicksilver sequence of him just beating the fuck out of Apocalypse.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to put, what's the other Star Wars one? Not Rogue One. It's number 7. I did not like that one. So I'm going to put that one as the worst.
That's not a 2016 movie.
That came out.
It's not?
It came out 2015.
That came out Christmas of last year.
Oh.
That's why it wasn't on the list.
I guess it's saved. Don't have the list in front of me.
But Suicide Squad made the bottom of the list because, for me, there was nothing redeeming about that movie.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was pretty fine.
I really liked how they went with the Joker and what's her face?
Harley Quinn.
Like, I was disappointed,
and I love Harley Quinn.
I was disappointed with Leto's Joker. I was disappointed with Amanda Waller, how they characterized her in this movie.
I like Amanda Waller.
I was disappointed that the final villain was Enchantress. I was disappointed in Cara Evangeline's portrayal of Enchantress because there was no.
I was disappointed with that also.
I get why you cast Cara Evangeline when I saw the movie, because it's like she was a Victoria's Secret model, and you just want someone to stand there in their underwear and hula hoop for 2 hours.
Yeah, do shit with their arms.
Yeah.
Somebody hula hoop for 2 hours?
That's basically what she's doing. She's waving her arms like the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, and hula hooping. Cara Evangeline in Suicide Squad.
Which one's that one?
Enchantress.
The main antagonist of the movie.
Oh, she doesn't hula hoop.
She absolutely does.
It's weird.
But yeah, that movie got the bottom of my list.
You're a crackhead.
Okay, that movie got the bottom of my list. So what would be the next one for you guys? Next lowest?
My next one is Suicide Squad.
Okay, so you're not too much off. Josie, what was your next lowest?
I need to look at my list that you gave me.
So I'll say my next lowest while she looks at her list. I said Batman v Superman. Because while it did live up to its title, the 3 hours you have to sit through to get to that is a little bit much.
I can't describe it, and I won't defend it. I won't defend it because there's no point. But there's something about that movie that I just enjoy.
So X-Men was my
I don't know.
least
I just
favorite.
like. There's just something about it I like watching.
Batman v Superman.
Was your second least favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna be done a lot quicker than you guys will be. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Batman v Superman. What you have to slog through to get to Batman and Superman
There's
fighting.
Something about it. I don't know why.
I just hate them. I hate both of them. Batman's okay, but I hate
That's I'm not going to argue with either of you because I can't even argue against.
Because you don't know what you don't know what it is about the movie you like.
I don't know why.
You like it?
Yeah, I actually did like it. It's not in my top 5.
But for me, the thing was, it's not as bad as the reviews made it seem. It's just there's a lot you have to sit through, and just kind of take. It's like I don't want to sit through all this. I know Batman's origin. You don't have to show me Jesus imagery of Batman.
No, Superman.
That was what Civil War did well.
Batman was Peter.
Like we know Spider-Man's origin. You don't have to show us Uncle Ben dying again. We know Uncle Ben dies.
Did a good job because they used like the opening credits to show Batman's origin, so I thought that was good. But my biggest problem with it is
who else is actually excited for this upcoming Spider-Man?
And
I am.
And
I'm
flashbacks to the dreams over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about the new Spider-Man.
I am. I have never been excited for a Spider-Man except for the first one, and then I was sorely let down. But I am excited for this one.
What is your next lowest?
Star Trek.
Mine's actually the one above that, but I have X-Men Apocalypse as my next lowest. Because even the climax isn't good enough to redeem the movie. It's just, because YouTube exists, I can get all I want out of that movie by watching the Wolverine sequence. And this movie commits the same problems that Age of Ultron did, where it tried to hype me for the next movie, but not selling me on the movie I'm currently sitting in.
Yeah, I agree.
Finding Dory.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, no, her list is shorter.
I like Finding Dory.
Her list is a lot shorter.
I liked other stuff, but I liked Finding Dory.
For me, Star Trek was down there because it was like fine to watch, but for me, part of my ranking is the rewatchability of the movie.
Right.
I don't really see myself rewatching that third Star Trek movie again, and I don't really remember that much about it. The movie, like, it didn't really capture my attention.
It captured your money, but not your imagination.
Yeah, like, the part I liked was when they surfed on the wave of evil robots.
While screaming sabotage.
Yeah, because I don't know, it was just kind of I was just like, what's happening right now?
That whole sequence was like, when it's like, I know exactly what to play. I'm like, they're not gonna fucking do it, are they?
Yeah, and I was like, are they actually gonna do this? And then they did actually do it.
Yeah, I had Star Trek Beyond right above that, number 12, because for me, it had all the makings to be a great Star Trek movie. Like, when you were watching, I don't know if this was the same for you, because I don't know how much of the original series you watched, but there were a lot of moments that were like, they did a great job of doing what the original series did so well in it, and then they would trip over themselves and then do something like a big blockbuster, which is not what I want from a Star Trek movie. I want the space philosophy. That's what I want from Star Trek, not this. And that's why Star Trek was down there. What's your next one?
Deadpool was my number 12.
Wow.
Because it was like, I don't know, I liked watching it, but it's once again, I was like, I feel like if I watch that movie again, it just kind of annoy me more than entertain me.
See, I watched it a couple times. I liked it. I thought it was funny each time.
That's what it's not that I didn't like it. It's just.
But it doesn't take a lot of brain power to watch, which is nice because then you don't have to like really get into it.
For me,
you're like before work.
It's more in the middle, but there's other movies I liked more than it. Like I would give it like a 6 or a 7. So I liked it, but there's just something about it where I'm just like, not a fan. Well, not a giant fan. That's like
you are a giant fan.
A what?
You are a giant fan, but not a giant fan of that movie. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Moving on. What would your next one be? I'm on number 11.
Mine's Zootopia. I really liked it.
That was a very good movie.
And I liked it better than Finding Dory.
Zootopia is a better movie than Finding Dory.
I like Zootopia because I knew who the bad guy was the first time they appeared on screen.
Yeah. So did I.
Before I knew what the plot was.
It's a very good movie on race relations.
Okay.
So Peter, what did you have?
Oh, for number 11?
Yeah.
Independence Day.
Mine's a little bit higher up than that.
Exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that movie. Like, that's like, for me, I liked, besides the...
Oh, wait a minute.
I liked almost all these movies, it's just which ones I liked more. So, like, I did like Independence Day. It's towards the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
I forgot about Independence Day. Independence Day goes below Finding Dory.
Okay. For me, number 10... for me, number 11 was Deadpool. Because I've seen that movie now 4 times, I think. each time it gets less funny. Which is
What?
all you're banking on with this movie. Like, the movie's, it's a comedy. Your movie's selling point is that it's going to be funny.
That's because you probably watched them in session.
No, I watched the first time I saw it on opening night, the second time I saw it with Peter, the third time I watched it when I got it on Blu-ray the first time, the fourth time I watched it with my brother. And each time it gets less funny. But it gets less funny each time. Not because you know the jokes.
Because you're watching it too much.
You said you watched it multiple times.
I've only watched it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times and 4 times isn't that big of a difference.
Your doctor go asleep.
But it for me, the jokes are juvenile, and a lot of what gets it good the first time, and then even the second time, because you hear jokes the second time you didn't hear the first time. The thing that gets it is the shock value of they're doing this in a major release superhero movie.
Yeah, I definitely feel
that's what it is. But then after you get used to it, you're like, oh, okay. Like, the jokes aren't that funny. They're just kind of like gross out humor, and like, look at me, I'm talking to you directly, audience. How does that make you feel? Like,
I watched out the cards.
Yeah, exactly. So, moving on, number 10.
You'll have to skip me on this one because I mixed up and put Independence. I forgot about Independence Day.
Okay. So number 10, Peter, what would you...
My number 10 was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Wow, that low?
Yep.
You didn't like it then?
No, I did. I liked most of the movies on the list, just because it's just which ones I liked more, and there's other movies I like more. It's just, I don't know. It was fine, I guess. But Did
it ruin...
No, it didn't ruin anything for me. Just, I know what they're trying to do now. Whereas, even though, it's not going to be about the Beast, it's all going to be about Dumbledore and
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald. I knew what they're trying to do, and it just kind of annoyed me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my thoughts on Fantastic Beasts later. I have it higher up my list. I have The Revenant number 10 because when I was watching it the first time in theaters, I was like. I remember, I think I turned to you at one point, is this ever going to fucking end?
And he broke down, he was bawling.
This movie, the opening sequence
can picture him crying.
And the final fight. I almost cried during Interstellar. I almost cried during Interstellar. That's the only movie I've almost cried at, and I almost cry at the same point every time. And I know it's coming, and every time I almost cry.
When the guy with the beard drowns?
No, when he comes back, and he's looking at the video of his kids losing hope on him over the Skype calls over the course of years.
For me, it's when the mom is like, no child should watch their parent die. And I don't know why it resonates with me so much, but it does.
But yeah, that, the Revenant, there's so much in the middle you gotta just sit through. And there's just no talking, and it's just establishing shots.
A lot of truth.
And it's just the way they did it in the honest show is, yep, there's the sky. And there's some trees. Yep, the sky's still there. And oh, look, some trees. That's literally what a good amount of the movie is. It's beautifully shot establishing shots, but establishing shots don't make up a movie. Exactly.
Establishing shots are establishing shots.
Yeah.
It's like The Judge also has a lot of establishing shots.
Yeah, a lot of really... the movie is 2.5 hours long. It doesn't need to be that long. Because you don't need that many establishing shots of a guy who's moving within 10 feet.
Yeah.
So what would you put at number 9? We're in our...
My number 9 is Doctor Strange.
That low?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Wow. Why?
I enjoyed it, but it's just I liked other things.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the answer for all of them. I liked other movies better. Jesus fucking Christ.
I still would give this a solid 7.
Oh yeah, you never gave your number 10, right?
Number 10 was Fantastic Beasts for me.
Oh yeah, you did, right.
And then you said, why would you put it
number
that
9?
Low?
Josie, what did you put at number 9?
Mine is Civil War? Yes.
Yeah, Civil War. How many more do you have on your list?
I'm trying to remember what I've said so far.
Oh, okay. For me, number 9 is Sing Street. Because it's entertaining. The music's really good. Like, I saw it for free the first time, so it's got a special place in my heart for not having to make me spend any money to see it.
I have 3 more.
Oh, you only have 3 more? Okay, so that's your number 5. No, number 4.
I can count. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm in a
that
mood.
That was really mean.
I apologize.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, Sing Street, I think, like, the soundtrack is beyond the worth of admission to see that movie.
I bought the soundtrack. So
I did too.
I think it's some of the best original music for a movie.
And it's good fake 80s music. It's not bad fake 80s music.
Yeah.
And even the, what's it called? There's a weird instrumental of Take On Me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a really strong soundtrack, which is why if the movie had a more original concept, it'd be higher. But the soundtrack alone puts it into the top 10. Which brings us to number 8.
My number 8 was Captain America: Civil War.
That's okay.
Does that placement, like, does that satisfy you enough?
I'm curious about what you have for the rest. I'm curious about what you have for the rest of them, but okay. What you put above that masterpiece. But yeah, Josie, what do you have at your number 3?
Deadpool.
Wait
a minute.
For me at number 8...
I forgot what I had. I'm sorry.
For me at number 8, I have Independence Day Resurgence. Because I went into this movie expecting a campy science fiction movie, like, with over-the-top aliens and Jeff Goldblum doing his thing, and I got Jeff Goldblum doing his thing, a alien mothership that blows up with the mother alien coming out with its own force field, so I gotta blow that up, and I got everything I wanted and more. I don't know why people hated this movie so much.
A lot of Judd Hirsch.
Exactly. Him and his band of, children. Like, that didn't make the movie any better or worse. It was just kind of there. But I think that, like, this movie was, like, leagues better than the reviews made it seem.
I agree.
Like, the reviews made it seem like it was awful. Like, it's all intact. I don't know what you went into this movie expecting, but it's just, like, it's not a perfect movie, but it's perfect for what I was expecting. So number 7.
My number 7 was Batman v Superman.
That's a bold placement. I forgot you hadn't put it on your list yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bold placement.
Put it in my number 1 movie? Do you lose respect for me?
That would, yeah, just a little. Like,
I don't know. I can't explain. I really just can't explain it. Like, I agree. There's parts of the movie where I'm bored. There's parts of the movie that I get annoyed. But the parts that I love, I just like so much. Where I'm fine with the rest.
I think it's just the Batman sequence where he cuts the guy's balls off makes the movie worth it for you. Like, Josie, what do you have as your next one?
Deadpool.
Again.
Is that what I already said?
You said Deadpool for the last
I'm
number.
Sorry. Rogue One.
Okay.
Is this your number 2 then?
Yes. I was very happy with it. And I'm super picky about my Star Wars.
You know.
Yeah. You've verbally castrated The Force Awakens on multiple occasions. So, next, for me, Finding Dory.
Same. That's my number
6.
Well,
no, that's my number 7.
Oh, that's my number 6.
Because Finding Dory is, I think, is gonna be the benchmark for what future Pixar sequels are gonna be held to instead of Toy Story 3.
What do you mean?
I think it was
like, Finding Dory was good, but it wasn't that good.
No, I mean,
like, there was some stuff that it was like, it could have been better.
Here's the thing.
I liked it all.
What I meant was, I'm not saying it's like Return of, like, what's it called? Godfather Part 2, or The Two Towers, or Empire Strikes Back. Of a sequel that
have nothing in common with Finding Dory.
No, okay. No, what I'm saying is, in terms of sequels that are considered, like, great sequels, but in Pixar's limited capacity of making sequels, it is one of their better ones.
Cars.
Like, it's better than Cars 2, it's better than Monsters University.
It is a good sequel.
That's why it's that high. So now, number 6.
That's my number 6. Is Finding Dory.
Finding Dory. Josie, what do you have? I think this is your last pick.
No.
And then you're out. Yeah, I think you're out after this one.
I really liked Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad your number 1 movie of the year?
I don't know. It's tied with, like, 4.
You have a 4-way tie for number 1?
I guess so. I don't know.
So instead of doing 4, 3, 2, 1, you picked 4 movies you picked movies for 4th place.
I don't know. I really liked Suicide Squad. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I know you guys weren't huge with it. It's just I enjoyed it because I like an origin, like a decent origin.
It's
story.
Not a decent origin for any of the 8 characters.
Well, no, there's origin stuff in it. I like it when they come out good.
This is Katana. She has my back. Like, the entirety of Katana's character is delivered through exposition.
Wait a minute, you know what you didn't put on it?
What?
Moana.
I didn't see Moana.
I didn't either.
That's why it's not on the list.
Shut up.
That I keep watching over and over again.
I really want to see Moana, though.
Oh no, it's called You're Welcome, not Thank You.
So, number 6. Number 6, what do you have, Peter?
Finding Dory.
Right. Number 6, I have The Nice Guys.
Did you see it?
I did see it.
What is The Nice Guys?
It's a comedy. No, they're not nice. That's
my favorite. I think one of the best parts is when he has the dream sequence when he's driving, and then later on he's just like, use your ankle gun, because in his dream he dreamt he had an ankle gun.
that movie it's actually I think the best comedy of the year, because I have not watched Keanu yet. And it's so much better than Deadpool.
Which one's Keanu?
That's the one that's...
I watched Keanu!
The John Wick parody.
It was pretty good. It was not really a John Wick parody. It was just that it had an animal, I guess, was the only part that was.
It was very dumb.
It was pretty good. The Anna Faris has a cameo in it. That's really funny. Because they have to go sell drugs to prove that they're, like, in a gang. And then they go to Anna Faris' house to sell drugs.
To prove that they're in a gang. No, they do it to, like, prove that they're as good as they say, or as good as they're supposed to be.
Okay, well, but Anna Faris wants to buy drugs from them. It's really funny. And then she pulls out, like, a katana, and then tries to kill them, so they kill Anna Faris. Pretty good. But the tone of the movie just like, okay, this is enough.
So, number 5, what do you have?
My number 5 is The Revenant. I rewatched. I liked it when I watched it, and then I agreed with the critiques of it afterwards. And then I watched it again, and I liked it less, but I still liked it a lot.
I think it drags too much. That's why I had so low.
What does?
The Revenant.
What's that?
Alejandro Inarritu.
That's the one where he sleeps inside of a cow.
It's Naruto?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Naruto movie.
Yeah.
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio plays Naruto.
Naruto movie.
Actually, it's pronounced Naruto.
I'm pretty sure I said it okay.
No, you said Naruto. That's the incorrect way.
Naruto.
No, it's Naruto.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have friends.
No, I was pronouncing it the way that it pisses off, like, you know, the hyper into anime people.
Me that I'm saying it wrong.
Naruto is how everyone that I know pronounced it, like in high school. And then you also have that one kid. It's not Naruto. It's Naruto. And it's like, okay, shut the hell up. Why don't you get laid?
I never talked to people that said Naruto in high school.
Yeah.
They should be
Those
gassed.
are the kind of kids where if they said it, I was like, I'm sorry, we can't talk anymore.
Those are the kind of kids we lit on fire.
Yes.
We sent them to the gas chambers.
The ones that we used
Happy
to
Hanukkah, people.
Yeah.
The ones that we used to put buckets of pig's blood on.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
This is why we need bullying.
All this PC bullshit.
This is why we need bullying to come back. Number 5. You said The Revenant.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah,
Zootopia.
Zootopia was so cute. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, Zootopia was really good. We already touched on that. Number 4.
My
Peter.
number 4 was Zootopia.
There we go.
Why don't you guys kiss each other already?
Fantastic Beasts was my number 4.
Ooh.
Because the only reason it wasn't higher is because there's like a weird disconnect in tone through a lot of the movie.
Got ambushed.
Wow, you're playing your game. Like, I think Peter will agree with me. There's one scene where like Newt is imitating the mating dance of some rhino thing to get it to go into the case, and then right after that scene, it cuts to Clarence getting beaten by his foster mother.
That part of like the dancing part just annoyed me.
Yeah, like that's like we get it. He's quirky. I get why they did it. They want a character that represents what the entire Harry Potter fan base believes themselves to be. Like, look at me. Look at me. I'm a Hufflepuff. Look how quirky I am. Like,
that was the best.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
That was
actually I took the Pottermore quiz, and I am a Gryffindor.
I usually get Slytherin.
Yeah, I see that.
Makes a lot of sense.
I see that.
But not all Slytherins though.
It's like I understand the problem is I just believe we should kill all impure people. Like
Kevin Smith did a really funny joke on Spodcast about the Sorting Hat putting everyone in Slytherin to fuck with them, and then it's like 10 years later, it's like they just disbanded Hufflepuff because no one's been in that house for 10 years. And then he also just reveals all their hidden sexual desires while he's on their head to everyone else.
Oh my god.
That'd be hilarious.
A friend of mine went to the Sorting Hat in California, and I guess they let little kids who get Slytherin pick again. Like, they let them go again.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that defeats the purpose.
No, because they cry.
Good.
So number 3.
My number 3 is Sing Street.
That high?
Yes, I don't have that many left to choose from, so.
Oh yeah, I gave up on trying to figure out what you had ranked. I was just trying to do the math as I went, but I didn't think you'd have Sing Street that high.
I really liked Sing Street, just like the music.
What was Sing Street?
The story was very generic, but I still liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's like what's it called? A kid. It's this kid from Dublin who falls in love with a girl across the street from his boarding school. So in order to get her to like fall in love with him, he says he's in a band. So he makes a band with his friends.
I believe it. I'm sure he drugged.
But actually, the biggest problem with Sing
Dublin
Street,
people do.
I think I saw an honest trailer, was like he can't afford black shoes, but he can afford all the musical equipment. And like 18 costume changes.
Yeah, exactly. I think like the funniest scene was the friend who goes to the black kid and he starts talking like he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's just
really liked the movie. Was really funny. I don't know. It was very generic, and the ending was a little bit melodramatic, but
yeah,
I liked it a lot. And Adam Levine's song at the end was kind of dumb, but
it was a little too on the nose.
Adam Levine is a very sexy man.
So he sings a song on Sing Street.
There you go.
About people sailing away on a boat or something like that, and that's what's
happening. I forgot my honorable mention at number 16.
What is your 16 honorable mention?
My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. I did see that movie.
Good.
I don't understand why it was as widely hated as it was. It just didn't live up to the first one. The plot was stupid. There's some funny moments in the movie, but just the plot's way too dumb to get over. Like, and the actual wedding takes forever to get to.
Sorry.
So number 3 for me was Doctor Strange.
That high.
Yeah, because did you see it in 3D?
Nope.
That's
I hate
probably
3D.
why. 3D
I wear
made
glasses
this movie
and it
amazing.
sucks when you wear glasses and you
I don't
have to
believe 3D. Not really.
This 3D made the the effects look so good. Like it's obvious when a movie
you don't believe
isn't
in 3D itself or 3D
as a concept.
movies?
I've never seen it before.
Like
That's
I
a
don't
big
see it.
difference.
I don't see in 3 dimensions at all. So ha.
I can't prove that you see in 3 dimensions.
But I think what's it called? Doctor Strange was a little bit on the stronger side because the effects were made with a 3D in mind.
A little bit too strange for me.
Okay. Number 2.
I love those guys.
My number 2 was The Nice Guys. But it made me laugh very hard, and I loved it. And it was just I didn't think Ryan Gosling could play a character like that, but he did very well. I definitely knew.
Ryan Gosling's a versatile actor.
But it was he wasn't just he was sort of the street man, but he was also an alcoholic. He had a lot of dimensions to his character.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't put it that high because I think it's just the stigma of a early summer comedy that hit it for me. Its release window hurt it, I think, in how I viewed it. I'm gonna watch it again. But when you look at the release window for a movie, you can tell a lot about what the producers think about it. And Shane Black directed it, which is Shane Black's a great director.
Yeah, he did Iron Man 3, right?
Yeah, the only Iron Man movie to not have AC/DC in it.
And I just saw it. Me and my friends were let's go see a movie, and we're I guess we can see this. And then so it's very surprising how funny it was.
Yeah. My number 2 was Captain America: Civil War. Because that airport fight sequence is, I think, my favorite, fight in a movie, in a superhero movie, ever.
Have you seen the race car scene in Iron Man 2?
Yeah, I've seen the race car scene in Iron Man 2.
I think you correct yourself.
No, because it's got everything going on. It's got Giant Man shows up, Spider-Man fighting people. That scene was amazing. And then the fight between Captain America, Bucky, and Iron Man at the end. It showed the right way to have people fight over the death of a parent being a plot point and not have it be really stupid. When you watch that scene, when what's it called? In the trailer, it's if it were any other way, I would do it. He's my friend Tony, and Tony's well, so was I. The tone they do it in the movie is so much different. It caught me off guard. The take for that was when he's yeah, well, so was I, and when he goes when he's gonna fight him and he's gonna fucking murder him, he's just I don't care, he killed my mom, and his voice cracks a little bit. And it's also the best acting performance I've seen by Robert Downey Jr. since Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I also agree.
So yeah, that's why that movie's so high for me. What do you have as your number 1? I think I know.
Rogue One.
Yeah, I have the same one. Purely because of that last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone die and Vader just massacres people. You could have shown me anything up until that point. Or show me that.
It was very, very good movie.
It was why I had Jurassic World top of my list in 2015, where it's at the end of the movie there's the dinosaur fight. That's it awakened my inner child. That's what Rogue One did again this year. Where it's you could what I said for Jurassic World was you could have Chris Pratt reading the phone book for 2 hours, and then him would show at the end well, here's the dinosaur fight, and then just the dinosaur fight happens. That same thing with this. So yeah. So let's just skip the rest of the stuff and go on to our awards for the year. So, Best Picture. You can have 2, one for a major movie and one for a movie that's Captain America or something.
I just put 1.
Right.
For me, it was The Witch.
The Witch?
Yeah, I love that movie.
For me, for Best Picture, I'm gonna say Manchester by the Sea.
Did you see it?
I did see it.
Well, I've heard it was good.
It's fantastic. Like,
Is it as good as
I think it's gonna
Big
win
Daddy?
Best Picture, and I think Casey Affleck's gonna win Best Actor.
Is it as good as Big Daddy?
Okay.
It's a suspiciously similar plot.
Josie, what do you have for your Best Picture?
I don't know.
And for me, for my second one, I have Civil War as my second one.
I
My second one's
forgot
gotta be
that
Civil
was something that we had to do.
I had it in the list I gave you.
Well, there was a lot of shit in that list.
Just choose what your favorite movie was.
Yeah.
But it was. I really liked Suicide Squad.
There we go.
Ew.
But I don't think that would be the best picture.
Well, now you chose it, so too
Because
bad.
I've seen other stuff that would be better picture, but I just
No, we're
can't.
not choosing. This isn't. We're not predicting what the best picture is, right?
No, you can
No.
say whatever you think your personal
Yeah, you
opinion
just say it's your,
for
it's
Best
your
I
Movie.
know. That's not my favorite. My favorite movie isn't my favorite, or what I think is the best picture.
The best movie that came out in 2016, in your opinion, is
Suicide Squad.
I don't
Deadpool.
know.
We'll come back to you.
Come back to me next week.
Best
I'm really
performance.
tired.
Best performance.
Year. My best performance was Tom Hardy in The Revenant.
That is a strong one, because he did do a better job than what's his name,
Leonardo
Leonardo DiCaprio's son. For me, the best performance, as I said just now, goes to Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War.
Or to the Beach.
Yeah, 'cause he did such a good job, and he in every other movie you see Robert Downey Jr. in a Marvel movie, it's always Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. This felt like he was playing a character for the first
they
time.
actually showed
Like emotion.
depth to it.
Yeah. Number 3, Game of the Year. Josie, what's your?
Undertale.
Game of the year? I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Fallout.
Did it have to come out this
That
year?
was
or just played?
had to come out in 2016, so Fallout's excluded. That was
I'm pretty sure that
2015.
was 2016, wasn't it?
2015,
And Undertale, I
October.
think, is also.
October 2015.
Let me think.
Do you want me to go while you
Yeah.
guys are? I'm gonna say
Yeah, I
Pokemon
don't have
Sun,
it.
Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon.
I don't have a game.
That's
Be-
games.
Because of how much they reinvigorated the franchise and brought
Oh!
back what was good about it.
Battlefield 1.
That was a really good game too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take so long. I
But
did.
Pokemon Sun and Moon, they took the old formula for Pokemon games and turned it on its head, and it feels like an entirely new game, but somehow familiar at the same time. It's very hard to explain. So that's why that's my game of the year. Best television show.
House of Cards.
House of Cards season 4.
Yes.
For me, that's a rough one, because I'm tempted to say Daredevil season 2, but the later half of it's a little bit weak. So I'm gonna go with Designated Survivor on ABC.
Oh,
That
is
show-
that good?
That show is really good. That's good. Honorable mentions are also Bull, season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Kevin Can Wait.
My honorable
Surprisingly good.
mention is Westworld.
Oh, I liked Westworld, but I
That was
didn't
really-
finish it. I couldn't continue with it. I guess.
Kevin
Oh,
Can
you
Wait
should
was
finish it.
surprisingly good. That's Kevin James's new comedy on CBS.
Oh, yeah.
Best trailer misdirect. Or-
This one,
Or
I
best
didn't
trailer. Whatever your favorite trailer was that came out this year.
oh wait, that's hard. You
A
can't just
pop-
spring it on me.
Misdirect or
Misdirect a
favorite
trailer. That way you don't have to think about it too much. Like a misdirect to find a trailer that had something different from what it was portrayed in the movie. Or you can say what your favorite trailer was.
My favorite trailer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think about that. Sorry.
For
I
me,
don't know.
you can go, Peter.
No, you can go. I'm still thinking.
Because for me, for misdirect, I would say Rogue One. For making me think there'd be more of a connection to Jedi and stuff like that.
I never saw it. I never saw the commercial for it or whatever.
Well, they make a big deal. Like, it almost seems like they're leading into, like, there's going to be a very heavy connection to the Jedi and all that in this movie. And there's almost none.
X-Men Apocalypse, because I thought it was going to be decent.
Yeah. That was similar to last year when I said Fantastic Four for making me think it would be a passable movie.
How dare they?
Peter, do you have a thought?
My greatest, the misdirect, I'm doing Jackie. That just came out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see the movie, but I know what it's about. And I thought it was going to be all about the aftermath of the Kennedy assassination, but it's mostly about the day before and the day of the assassination, and then a little bit about the aftermath.
Oh. I still gotta see it because her accent's too over the top.
It's getting very good reviews, but the people I trust that watched it on Never Not Funny said it was not good, so I'm not sure what they think. And then my favorite trailer is, I don't know if it is or not, but it's just one I've rewatched recently, is for Dunkirk.
Yeah, that was a very good one. It made my sister want to watch Dunkirk. Which you know you've done your job then.
Oh, that looked good.
We're going to be doing Beware of Spoilers of it next year. Then we have Worst of the Year.
That looked like a war movie that I would want to go see. And I'm not usually into war movies.
I love war movies, especially World War II. Granted, I'm a white man, and that just comes with the territory.
Does it?
Like, Peter, did you ever hear that Patton Oswalt bit where he's like, one of the signs you know you're aging is you suddenly become very into World War II? And he's like, I talked to my dad the other day, and I said to him, well, I was watching the History Channel, I saw this interesting documentary on Goring, and I was like, oh my god, I'm 50. Like, Worst of the Year is our next category. What was the worst thing this year that came out? And do not say the Trump presidency.
The Trump candidacy. For me, this is very personal, and most would disagree with me, but I felt that Mr. Robot is an extremely overrated show, and that I don't like it.
I haven't
Why
seen
is it
it
personal?
Because most people do like it.
Did he touch you in your no-nos?
And it's just, I can't, like, I watched 4 episodes of it, and I just can't get into it, and I hated it so much.
For me, the worst of the year was No Man's Sky.
Yes.
That was a funny...
I agree.
That was fun to witness.
I forgot about it. And what was so sad was, like, for weeks, that was all I talked about. I was so excited about it. And then, now I can't even, like, remember the freaking name of the movie. Not the movie, the game. I don't even know what it is.
You were just watching, like, a cutscene over and over.
It was that, like, it was so disappointing. And then, looking forward to 2017, what game are you looking forward to the most?
I don't follow gaming things enough to have an, like, answer.
Josie.
I'm not sure. I don't really know what's coming out next year. I haven't looked into it yet.
For me, the first thing I'm looking forward to, I've already pre-ordered it. I've pre-ordered Zero Dawn Horizon for PS4, and I've also pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and Kingdom Hearts 2.9 because I'm a glutton for punishment. I've played Kingdom Hearts 2.9 already in its entirety, but I bought it again just so I can play them again to waste my time again. The games
Maybe
are so
one day
good.
Kingdom Hearts 3 will be announced.
And movie you're looking forward to the most? Or movies you're looking forward to?
Right now it's Dunkirk.
Yeah, I have Dunkirk on my list. Not so much Spider-Man Homecoming. Episode 8 of Star Wars. Wonder Woman. Looking pretty strong. Justice League. And Thor Ragnarok, surprisingly.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's coming at the end of next year.
I'm looking forward to the next season of Vikings.
I haven't watched any of Vikings yet.
So
I
good.
watched like the first episode or 2.
Ragnar, he has got the bluest eyes. I want to bathe in them. And lick his face. But
so but yeah, so and one last thing before we sign off for the night. That way we can say we covered our topics for all three podcasts. NFL playoff picture. Peter, what do you think's going to happen in the playoffs for the NFL?
The Giants are going to win it all.
In a realistic sense, not in a fanboy.
I don't know. This whole season's been all over the place, and I really have no clear idea of what's actually going to happen. Hopefully, my hopes are that I do hope the Redskins get into the playoffs, because I want all three NFC East teams to be in the playoffs besides the Eagles, because I think that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm hoping for. Then I hope the Cowboys choke, which shouldn't be that hard, because whatever Dak Prescott's under pressure, he freaks out.
Dak Prescott's not good.
That's Dak Prescott, that's it.
The reason why the Cowboys are so good this year, might I add, is that they had to play all the fourth place teams. Because they were in fourth place last year. So they played a bunch of teams that are bad. The Redskins are mediocre. The Eagles are 2 of their wins. The Eagles suck this year. And the NFC Central is not that good.
Nope.
So that's why they did so well this year. The only team they've had to play that is marginally good is the Giants.
I mean, they lost twice.
Yeah, exactly. So they haven't had a real test. And people keep talking about strength of schedule of the Giants, like, oh, they had a weak schedule. No, I think the Cowboys had a weaker schedule than the Giants did.
But I do think that the Patriots could do it. I also think the Seahawks could come back.
I think it'll be the Patriots and the Broncos. Because if I'm not going to root for the Patriots,
they're probably not going to make it to the, to the Super Bowl, play each other.
I'm pretty sure that the Patriots and Broncos.
They're both AFC teams.
That'd be impressive.
So
I don't know how it works. I'm just saying.
So right now, as of today, the matchups are Kansas City would play Kansas City would play the Texans. The Dolphins would play the Steelers. The Giants would play the Packers. The the Lions would play the Seahawks in the first round. I think the Giants can beat the Packers. If it comes to that, the Giants can definitely beat the Packers, and it's historical because the last 2 times the Giants got to the Super Bowl, they had to go through Lambeau to get there. Then the Giants would have.
Ice Bowl.
Yep, the Ice Bowl in 2007. Then the Giants can definitely beat the Cowboys, so that's who they have to play in the next round. Then I think either team could beat the Falcons, to be honest. Either the Lions or the
Tigers or the Bears
or the Seahawks. But I think the Falcons are going to be the ones that get to play for the Super Bowl. I don't think the Raiders are going to make it because Derek Carr got hurt. I think Kansas City is going to end up playing the Patriots. So the Patriots are going to have a very easy time getting to the Super Bowl this year. Because the Patriots can beat Miami, Pittsburgh, and the Raiders, especially with the Raiders without a quarterback.
They did get shut out by the Bills, though.
But the Bills aren't playing, so who cares? And the Patriots didn't have their lead quarterback.
That's true. But they also lost to the Seahawks.
So I think, I'm predicting, as I said, week 2, Giants Patriots round 3.
And then the Patriots will lose.
Exactly, and I will be laughing my ass off because it will be.
This will be good for the podcast too, because Josie will actually be interested somewhat in the Super Bowl. If the Patriots play the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
On TV.
The Patriots are going to they're not going to get wrecked. The Giants are going to beat them, and it's going to be hilarious.
With a one-handed catch from Odell.
Yeah. I think I would cry.
His dick.
as long as it's a catch. I don't care.
Exactly. Like Tyree's catch in, what's it called? 2007.
Yes, off the helmet.
Yep. The best was I had a friend who was a Patriots fan. He's like, that shouldn't have counted. He didn't catch it with his hands. I'm like, it absolutely should have counted because he did catch the ball. He had possession. That's what matters.
Do you think the 49ers could make it?
I'm going to assume not.
I'm really sad the Browns won the game.
Yeah.
I really wanted them to go 0-16.
Yeah, that would have been funny. But yeah, so that's where we'll end off for the night. For those of you who listen to Beware of Spoilers, our next episode, I believe, is John Wick Volume 2 in February. Because January is... Unless we do one of the Oscar bait movies, like Hidden Figures or La La Land or something, in January. Just so we don't have too much time on an episode. If you're listening to 30-minute reviews, we'll be back in the new year with Suicide Squad and there was another one.
Suicide Pact?
Suicide Squad. Yep. Giants with the Super Bowl, we're out.
Knew it.
No, it was Suicide Squad and Star Trek Beyond, and it was one of the major releases we missed that we'll cover.
All Adam's ever trying to do is kill me.
And then if you're listening to Unofficial Content by the Unqualified, we'll be back after Inauguration Day with how long we think it's going to be until Trump gets impeached.
You think he'll get impeached?
Oh, absolutely.
He can. Well, he doesn't have to get impeached. There's one of the amendments just allows the rest of the government to strip away all his power and give it to the vice president without impeaching him.
Which is what we want. Because I think the country would be much better off
Obama
with Mike Pence.
Everybody and
Let's electrocute every gay person until they're not gay anymore.
Mike Pence.
Yep.
That's I forgot. I heard someone call him that, and then they're like, everyone, you just call him Mike Pants to annoy him instead of Pence.
Mike Pence as vice president is the ultimate let's not impeach Trump policy.
It was just like this nobody guy that no one cared about. Okay,
well,
we don't need to talk about it.
But he's got really weird political views, so why would you want him to be president? Why would you want a guy who's openly mandatory shock therapy for gays as your president?
That is true.
And doesn't believe in evolution.
It worked for Uganda.
Well, a lot of people aren't worried about it because they're not gay.
What?
Right?
Yeah, but that's not a good way to look at it.
A lot of people don't care because they aren't gay.
A lot of people do care. Like a lot of people do care because they want to get reelected.
That don't care, and they're like, "Why should I care? I'm not gay."
But no, politicians do care because they would. If you voted pro Trump out of office and you got Pence in, then I think you would end up you wouldn't get reelected because of how anti-gay Pence is.
They're both idiots, so we'll just see what happens.
One dumber than the other. I, for one, welcome World War III. I've played Fallout 4. I know how to survive in a nuclear holocaust.
Zombie apocalypse.
I've seen bumper stickers I like. Did either of you see the bumper stickers? It's like Giant Meteor 2016 just ended all already.
No.
That.
I saw a bumper sticker that said, "Do you want some chocolate-covered pretzels?" And I think it was a Mallrats bumper sticker.
Yes. I appreciate that. So we'll be back next week with our shows we listed earlier. Good night. Good night and Happy New Year.
Good night. Happy New Year's.